We're going to use robotic ants to collect junk to make better ants, starting with a queen, which is absolutely enormous. She actually takes up like 1/100th of my entire island. I assume the junk here is what we're going to need, so we'll put her nice and close to that. And she's arrived. I like how the schematic had her with an in and an out. I might have that backwards. But out popped the peasants and we're ready to get started. I've already got my happy little moron carrying around a piece of scrap. And we need a place to store this. Since the queen isn't hungry yet, we're going to make a stockpile and we're going to put that here. And we're going to put the in slot towards the junk. That way they can put it in there nice and quick. I'm all about efficiency here, yes. We'll go that way and then that way because you're a moron and can't figure it out. So now we need to make a hauling loop. So they're going to go from, say, here to here to here and then back to here again. And then I can put my little morons onto the hauling loop. I say, go over here. They only go in straight lines, so you have to guide them around every little obstacle like a toddler. Toddlers are actually smarter than these. But now we have a tight little efficient route, so they're just going to continue to pick up scrap and put it in here. We've got the 10 we need already. And according to the tutorial, at any point we can press the spacebar to pause. The queen will soon birth her first larva. She's a robot, but okay. We're going to need an incubator for that. There is an in and an out, so we'll keep all the buildings close because I assume they're going to be necessary. This little light bulb is our new larva. Now, according to this, I'm supposed to make a trail that goes from here up to here so they can put it in the incubator to incubate it. I suppose to do that, we're going to need to pull someone off their very important task. And I guess I should make a circular route, otherwise they just go to the end and stay there. But that should work. He's going to cruise along there and pick up the larva and then drop it off at the incubator, and then we're going to have another worker, another minion to do our bidding. The scrap over here seems to be winding down, so we're going to see if we can, adjust this trail. Yeah, that's close enough. As long as it's doing something, I don't care. The queen needs energy to produce more larvae. Collect energy pods from flowers by using the foraging trail. Well, I do have someone walking in circles, so I'm just going to go ahead and drag them to there, and then hopefully they grab a piece of the flower. And then I guess I got to move this to the queen intake, which is her mouth hole. I think I actually need the small worker that just hatched to be able to do this. This one's just walking in circles being useless. So we're going to try and knock it off its quest and go back to hauling this stuff. The stockpile is getting full. That feels good. Apparently this little thing isn't doing its job with the flower. I might have to completely delete this anyway. So now they're going to go from the flower to this spot here to the queen's intake. Then all the way back to the flower again. It doesn't want to eat anything from the flower. I am confused. That's because I'm using a non-foraging route. I think if I go like that, that might have actually solved the problem. It will now forage along the green spot. This other one is for hauling only. Yep, there we go. We foraged a yellow spear that we're going to cram down the queen's mouth. And these are what we need to produce more larvae, so we need a lot of yellow balls. Oh, we already got another one. So we need to make a new hauling path for that. So you go from there all the way to here and to there. That's a one-way path. Once you get to the end, that's it. I guess I need to steal another one of these morons as well. So we're taking you off that duty and you got to come over here. Haul this small child to the place where it grows. Mission successful. You can go back to whatever it is you were doing. We're going to grow this gummy bear into a living, breathing ant. I'm not really sure what happened. My small worker died. Was my small worker supposed to die? Well, that's okay, because I've got a new worker and a new job for the new worker. I'm probably going to have to make a hauling route over here just to keep our new ants coming in and staying alive. So from here, this thing's going to come back to here, to here, to here. Then you're just going to endlessly walk in circles. So when the queen spits out a new child or whatever, you bring the child to where it's supposed to go to blow it up. Now, as soon as these children are born into the world, we're going to bring them all the way up here to where we found flowers. There's a flower here, and there's a bunch of flowers over here. So you guys are going to get all the way in here. That way you don't miss a single thing. Then you come all the way back to the queen and drop it in her mouth. You know what? I can actually delete this old one now. I could just do a bit of a better line up here. I think I could just interrupt this here, take it here, and then back to here instead. And then we can delete the one in the middle. That ant will be lost, but we'll get it back on track. There we are. Oh, there's a lot of flowers right here that are a lot closer also. So we'll do a foraging route through there as well. Turns out if you zoom out, you can see more stuff. Also, we hit a colony level 10 or whatever, so we can also make dispensers now. These can be used to dispense scrap from stockpiles and whatever, so we're going to throw that down there. That will produce stuff from there. We can also build a smelter. Uses heat to convert raw scraps into usable ingots. Okay, well, we'll put that nice and close, like that probably. And then we can make a hauling trail from here to there, and then we're going to go back. Then I'm going to borrow one single ant to start walking in very small circles. The dispenser didn't work. Okay, maybe it did because this is now working. Yeah, okay, he seemed to have picked up a cube from somewhere. He's not really sure what to do with it now, but my ants have never been that smart, to be fair. They are mine after all. Oh, we've actually got to select a recipe for him to work with. Now he's waiting for a material which isn't coming in. I've just realized my ant is holding the smelted iron from here. That's why he wasn't doing anything. I moved the smelter and everything because I'm stupid. So we're actually going to reorient that so it's nice and close again. We're going to build another stockpile somewhere else nearby. We'll go right here just so it's reasonably close. We can change that later, and then this ant is going to put that into there. Now we have an iron cube stockpile going. And I've gone ahead and put my ant back on placing stuff into the smelter. We'll see when that's done. I don't know why he stopped. He's supposed to keep going. Okay, he very quickly takes that away, so that's nice and easy. We'll change his path around so he can also go all the way over to the smelter. The stockpile, rather. I don't know what happened to my pathing or my brain today, but now he's just going to walk in circles. He'll eventually do what he needs to do all in one go. So he's going to grab a thing out of there, put it in there, wander away. He sits there and waits, but that's okay, because if it spits it out quick enough, it'll ram it back in his face, at which point he's going to deliver it and get back to work. We can even adjust that so it's a little more efficient. Our other idiots are working so hard, they're literally working themselves to death, and I approve of this. I am a natural capitalist, after all. We're going to continue building up a stockpile here, and then we're just going to keep going with the smelting. We need 6 more iron blocks. Oh, I forgot about these guys. They're not actually collecting anything right now, so I need to change up their path. I've given them a lovely diamond to work on over there, so we're going to grab them and put them on the diamond program, and they're going to grab scrap from there and there before bringing it to the stockpile. Pretty sure this is someone's grave, so we get to do some grave robbing eventually. It's probably a lot more efficient to combine these two paths into one, because this ant is not picking up a lot of the children from here. It's only every once in a while, so in theory I could have this set up a lot more efficiently. So we're going to try that. Actually, I got a nice line of sight there, and all we got to do is put a little bump there. And now they're going to... That's not really going to work, is it? Nope, this isn't going to work at all. I also didn't know the sentry ants could also pick up the things off the flowers. I was under the impression they couldn't, but I need this one to get back to work hauling children around. Now it's time to build a workshop. This requires iron. Iron should come out of the stockpile somewhere, so we'll build that here. And for now, the only thing we can grow is small workers. Now we're supposed to create iron plates and screws, so we need stockpiles for both of those. So we'll do one here, and we're going to turn it around, and one there, and like that. This one is for iron plates, and this one is going to be for, you guessed it, screws. We've put a dispenser next to the stockpile, that way we can start spitting out iron bars, and this is going to give my new ants a route to go. So I'm going to borrow one of my idiots who's just hauling scrap right now, once he drops that off, and we're going to bring him over to start hauling stuff around the machinery. He didn't even drop that off that time. Outstanding. Is the stockpile full? Did I just happen to look at this when it's actually full? Okay, we must have. Okay, that's good then. We can definitely move you off of that task and put you onto the task over here. So I've selected the recipe. He'll hopefully dump that in. It will spit him out something, and he'll put it into one of the stockpiles, and things are rolling along. We're running low on flowers over here. We're also burning a lot of energy making these idiots walk so far, but it's funny at the same time, so we'll let them keep going. We also have a new max capacity of 25 idiots. We have our first screw. No, we're going to change the recipe to iron plate. It's just that easy. A couple iron plates later, our quest will be done. Oh, we need 5 screws in the stockpile. Counting is hard. Iron plates seem to take a moment to make. Yep, that's a lot of time, a lot of materials, but they gotta be worth something good. They'll spit out something amazing for us eventually. We're currently using up our scrap faster than we're stockpiling it, but that's okay for now. We still have 150. The metal plate is done. We're going to change our recipe back to screws. Everyone's favorite. And we only need 3 more. No wonder we're not getting a lot of scrap anymore. They're not even close to the scrap piles. They've mined it all. By they, I mean there's one singular moron. You know, in theory, there's more that we could do. We could probably combine these 2 routes into one. Because if I just delete this one for now, I could put him just on scrap for a sec. I think I can actually interrupt this other one, which is the hauling route to go. Okay, check here. See if there's anything to carry. Bring it potentially to there. And then continue on your route. And yeah, naturally that's highly efficient. But that actually seems to work. They can pick up the larva. So perfect. Except for this one. He's very lost and confused. We'll go ahead and put him back to work before he dies. And I'm going to put this one back to making metal plates. They're harder to make, so I feel like we're going to need more of those. Now we need a combiner and a worker ant. A combiner obviously puts 2 things together. I assume it's going to come from those 2 parts if I'm reading this correctly. So we need to make a worker ant, which is going to be combined workers. So I think we throw 2 of the little things together and it spits out something different. That one literally died before my eyes. That one's carrying the larva away. Okay, the larva... okay. They're taking their larva for a drive because the incubator was busy at the time, so This larva is just going for a spin. Makes me realize we're going to need to adjust our path still a little bit. I've actually just realized too, obviously when there's an outflow like that, you can just have a one-way path because that's just going to spawn into existence and go to here anyway. So anyways, the whole point of doing that was so that I could sacrifice a few of these small weirdos. So yep, get in there and sacrifice your life. I'll wait for the next one to come along. What a fun life. Which one of you has more? Oh, you're definitely getting sacrificed. You're at the end of your run. I hope you live long enough to do this. You're actually going to die on me. Well, that's very sad. All right, well, we're taking the healthier one then. We'll get a healthier product when we're done. So out of that, we'll get our worker ant, which I think is maybe just one of the bigger ones again, or whatever this thing is. Plant cutting. Keep producing until you got 5 regular workers. Well, what am I supposed to do with this one then? I guess just go join the rest of them? This colony isn't going to build itself. Okay, this is a good candidate for sacrifice. Yeah, whatever. We don't need that yellow ball anyway. Get in the thing. Okay, drop that and get in the thing. Get in the thing. He died right there just to mock me. I really should move this path over to the closer flowers. But if they're mining flowers, then they're fine. Okay, you drop the thing off. Good. Now come this way. Get in there. Next on the sacrifice list, another small worker. Put your thing in the hole and get in the murder hole. The scrap idiots are still working their way along, so our scrap is still at max capacity, really. I'm maybe actually going to build another storage just so they can stockpile that more. So now when they're over full, they'll at least stop and drop it off with a new one. Yeah, then I'm pretty easy just going to snatch whoever's available to get in the hole. You definitely didn't listen to my instructions. You did. I don't know what the problem is. Oh, we already had one in there. Got it. So with that, we forced 2 together. We've combined them into a new brutal creation. Another one of these. Get back on the assembly line. Oh, we can actually combine these into a better ant again. Okay, so you go over there. Stop. Let me let go of your trail. There we go. Is this thing already loaded? Oh yeah, I need to change the recipe. Combine to Inventor. I like it when it's sacrificing everything. I am going to make a new foraging route that's going to go through a whole bunch of flowers. We don't have to go crazy with it right now because there's just a lot of flowers to choose from. So as I start catching these guys, I'm going to put them onto here as best I can. Wow, that actually gets really hard to do if you grab more than one. Okay, you go there. Okay, also, actually, maybe if I release, yeah, they'll just naturally transition onto the new one if I delete their path forward. That's much easier. Not sure what's going on with these guys. Oh, they're waiting for one to spit out. I get it. Speaking of which, actually, that's kind of exactly where I want them. So once I drop that off, you do a circle and circle back right to where you need to be and then pick up a new baby. And then the new babies that are born are going to join the assembly line down there and we can close this one. I don't know how I managed to screw this up so badly. Like, it's such a simple, easy task. And yeah, I know we've got problems. My solution to this is waiting for most of them to die, at which point they'll drop what they're holding and save me the problem of having to figure that out. And then I'm just slowly steering them into the right spot. They're just going to drop their block, whatever they're holding in the moment, because it just doesn't matter. We're going to build a stockpile somewhere else. That way, if the queen doesn't have the room to eat something, we can stockpile the tasty stuff she's supposed to be eating. And clearly I did something the game didn't like, because it really sort of stopped working. The ants stopped moving, and now I can't load into my save file anymore. You know, it's just about to dive in and make everything proper and efficient again. But if it's not meant to be, it's not meant to be.